Shalom, shalom. In today's video, we will be discussing the sod of Genesis chapter 3, verse 15. With that being said, let us begin. And it says, "An enmity I will set between you, the woman, and between your seed and her seed. He will bruise your head, and you will bruise his heel." Now, to understand what's being said here, it says, "I will put enmity between the woman and between your seed and her seed." And anytime the word zerah is being used is a reference here to Zeranpin. And so what we're seeing are two interactions with Zeranpin. The first interaction will be in the damaging of the Malkuth, and the second interaction with the other Zeranpin is going to be the damaging of the head. We know this because, as has been demonstrated in prior videos, the word Rosh always refers to Kether, Hokmah, and Bina. And here we have the heel, Okeb, and the heel is always used in relation to Malkuth. So, before we begin the revelation of the sod of this matter, we must first understand that the man and the woman were at first a level of back-to-back, like this. Now, we need to understand the 231 gate cipher to get to the sod of the matter and understand this new Partsufim. So, to begin with, we have to analyze that there are 22 letters, and of these 22 letters, 11 of them represent the 11 face Sephiroth, and another 11 represent the 11 back Sephiroth. For there were 11 Sephiroth, and they were backs and fronts, and this is the sod of the 22 letters. And the Partsuf of the 231 gates is written like this. And understand that Aleph is Kether, Beit is Hokmah, Gimel is Bina, Dalet is Da'ath, Hey is Chesed, Vav is Gevura, Zain is Tifreth, Chet is Netzach, Tet is Hod, Yod is Yisod, and Kafir is Malkuth. Then the next progressive order is Lamed, which would be the backside of Kether. These are the fronts of the Sephiroth, these are the backs of the Sephiroth. And so the interaction that we're seeing in the verse, it says enmity between her seed and your seed. Her seed here would be referencing the Zeranpin of the fronts. And this would be the damaging of the head to the Zeranpin of the backside. How so? Because as demonstrated here, there was a link between Kaf and Lamed. And this is the bruising of the heel, which refers to Malkuth, and the crushing of the head, or the bruising of the head, which is referring to the Kether, Hokmah, and Bina, like this. Where Malkuth here represents the heel, and Kether, Hokmah, and Bina represent the head. And it is known that Zeranpin of the backside is disconnected from the Mochin, or the head, referring to Kether, Hokmah, and Bina, respectively. And this is the sod of the bruising of the head, is the disconnection of the backside of Zeranpin from his Mochin. And then likewise, the striking of the heel is the damaging of Malkuth that is tied to the Kether of the backside of the tree, and thus affecting the Zeranpin of the front, as it is written between his seed and her seed. And he will bruise the heel and crush the head. And so now the essence of this matter has been revealed. And this is the sod of the sages when they said the world began with a blessing by taking the letter Beit and assimilating any place it shows itself. It refers to Baruch, which means a blessing. Why do I say this is the sod of Baruch, the blessing? and understand the letter Beit, Resh, and Kof are the mysteries of Bina, Hokmah, and Kether. Beit, which is the first letter of Bina, Resh, which is Rashon, and referencing Hokmah, and Kof, which is the first letter of Kether, as has been demonstrated. The reason for the blessing and the reason for the understanding of being a Hokmah and Kether is in the damaging of the head, as it has been shown that Zeranpin is disconnected, and also in the mystery of the bruising of the heel, as has been demonstrated. With this, we can better understand the mystery of flesh of my flesh, bone of my bones, and referring to two trees. And in its second parsuf, the interaction with the serpent, we can understand how there is a connection between the heel and the head, or Malkuth and Kether. And the sod of this matter is the tree of the fronts, which is the face, is linked to the Kether, to the tree of the body, which is the backs, like this. With all of this being established, Shalom Salah.